Good evening, everyone! Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I'm your host, your YouTube messiah and often imitated, never duplicated superstar, Tim Vicious, and we are going to be talking about Evolution. Was in Long Island, Uniondale, New York, Nassau Coliseum, wherever, you know, you want to split hairs, whatever. Now, before we get into it, big news, the news, want to go over some news that occurred on that as well, wrestling news wise. Now, at the time of this recording, it's been officially announced John Cena is no longer going to be in the World Cup tournament at Crown Jewel this Friday. And before any of you ask, no, none of us here at the Vicious Studios are going to be doing a specific episode on Crown Jewel. We'll do a quick roundup on it, you know, next week. You know, same bad time, same bad channel. But, you know, whether you agree or disagree with the idea of Cena stepping out, you know, it is what it is. You know, said it on here for the past few weeks. Don't know enough on either end of the argument to say whether I personally believe they should or shouldn't go through with the deal in Saudi, but I'll say this. Just from a business standpoint, it's not the internet fans like me, you, or anyone else on Twitter that Vince and the company has to answer to at the end of the day. It's the stockholders, their shareholders. Those are the ones that they have to answer to. So, you know, that's where the bottom line is. You know? Now, also, big news that occurred this past Sunday during the Evolution show at Evolve. Gabe Sapolsky's project. Gabe Sapolsky, Mind Savior Paul Heyman's personal protege at one point. His promotion, Evolve. Big title changes happen. NXT Tag Team, the Street Profits, won the Evolve Tag Team Championships, as well as NXT star Fabian Akbar won the Evolve World Heavyweight Championship. And to put this in another way to describe the way on how that came on that would be like, picture the setting, 1997. You have insert random WWE wrestler that's always been on Monday Night Raw, never once appeared in WCW or ECW whatsoever. There's been a tried and true WWE guy. We'll just say for the sake of argument, given the time frame, Shawn Michaels. Imagine Shawn Michaels in 1997, right out of nowhere, appears in the ECW arena, wins the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. That is the basic equivalent of, you know, that just about is like the same way to explain it. You know, it's just like, you know, and for all those thinking that this is a way of Hunter to raid the territories, no way, no. And I've said this before about Hunter, and I will admit, I've gone to bat for the man because he is one of my favorites. The guy is smart. He knows talent is the lifeline of the business. Without new talent developing, there is no business 10, 15, 20 years from now. You know? And more to the point, why would they want to raid and soak up all the territories? What would they gain from that then? You know? You take away, we'll just say for the hell of it, if they raided, as people would like to say, you know, some random promotion like frickin' you know, Pro Wrestling you know, Revolver Wrestling or something, you know, or Maryland Champion, MCW even, that's a better one to get. Let's just say if they raided and took everyone from MCW, then MCW's gone. Where are they going to get new talent from there from? That would be why I'm saying. Don't go thinking that it's a stupid idea to think that, you know, they're going to want to raid and take all the talent. No, pluck a few nice guys from here and there. I mean, hell, you want to talk about MCW? That's where Lio Rush started. He started as a security guard there, and then he worked his way up. He busted his ass, and now look where he's at. You know? Anyways, now I'm done going off on that. Let's get into Evolution. For the record, I was on my best behavior. I took well over the recommended dosage for my heart pills, and whoo, man, thank God I did, because, man, some of them girls that night, wow, that's all I'm gonna say. First up, first match we got of the night, Trish Stratus and Lita, and can we just take a moment to appreciate on how Trish and Lita just, oh, still got it, man. They still got it. They went up against Mickie James and Alicia Fox. Now, news broke that Alexa, unfortunately, was injured, not able to compete. Not all that. I'm personally not all that clear on the details myself. You know, whether it was she got a concussion or what, but she was able to come out ringside. So whatever it was, it wasn't that bad to where, you know, she wasn't at least medically cleared to be ringside. Now, did like on how Alexa, Mickie, and Alicia all came out with like a Alice in Wonderland theme. Alexa was Alice, Mickie was the Queen of Hearts. Again, Nick Aldis, you lucky son of a bitch. You know, and all that. Alicia Fox, she was... Yeah, that's right, she was the Mad Hatter. Or not... Yeah, the Mad Hatter. Now, anyways, nice action it started out with, you know. Nice action at the start of the match. Really nice, good flow with it. And Trish and Lita, man, I give these girls mad credit because it's been a good while since they two stepped in the ring, you know, whether against each other or against someone, and wow, these two moved really good, like they didn't really miss anything. And, you know, personally, I'm not normally one for the you still got it chance, because my argument's always been, it's not that they still got it, they never lost it. But these girls still got it, you know? Yep, now, for the most part, Mickie and Alicia, I should say, were in control of the match. The roof just about popped when Mickie James got tagged in, and it was her and Trish, and, you know, liked on how the commentators kept saying, oh yeah, and Mickie James knows Trish Stratus real well, and for those of you that are like me and tend to have a twisted, perverse mind and a good memory, you'll all remember that part of Trish. Okay, that was my horrible joke right there. Trying to hint at the claw, Mickie did. But yeah, it was a decent match, you know. Trish, she got the hot tag in and then just, boom, started working, cleaning up house. It was good. Now, there was a spot in the match, it was sloppy. I don't know whether it was the ref or Alicia missing her cube or what, but at one point it was, I believe it was Trish, she hit the Stratusfaction. She hit the no. Lita, she hit the moonsault, which case Cole, seriously, fuck yourself. It's not a Lita salt, it's always been the moonsault. And on sidebar real quick, take a moment to appreciate Lita. She's come a long way from being Miss Congeniality in ECW. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Lita hit the moonsault, and then next thing you know, went to go for the pin. 1, 2, and then the ref stopped and then picked up and said 2 after Alicia came in. So I don't know if it was a sloppy part on Alicia or if the ref did it too quick or what, but either way, that was a sloppy botch right there on that part, and it just, that was like, basically it'd be like having a really good sandwich and then just like 2/3 of the way through you take a bite and then you get this real nasty part, you know? You try to wash that bad taste out, but it's still kind of stuck in the back of the throat. That kind of left a bad stain on the whole match, but all in all, it was a decent match. It was a good start match. You know, match came to an end when Lita, she hit a moonsault on Mickie, and then Trish followed up with doing a high kick to her. Boom, 1, 2, 3. That was it. And then, you know, on Raw, they followed up with a 10-woman tag match. Trish, Lita, Bayley, Sasha, and Natty going against Alicia, Mickie, and the Riott Squad. Babyfaces won that match as well. So, yeah. Alright, so next matchup, we got the Women's Battle Royal and the winner gets a title shot for whichever championship they desire gets a women's title shot. And first off, really liked on how, you know, they actually let all the girls get an entrance. It was nice to see that because, you know, one, nice to see Alundra Blaze get an entrance, and I'm pretty sure Toni Schiavone was, you know, sweating. You know, pretty sure Toni Schiavone didn't need to invest in any Blue Chew seeing her coming out. And Ivory, man, Glow has come a long way, but my God, she still can't. She still got it. And Tori Wilson, well, if you're ever curious about who a good salesman is, look at Billy Kidman, because at one point in his life, Billy Kidman was married to Tori Wilson, in which case I say, Billy Kidman, you overachieving son of a bitch. But, you know, Tori Wilson in her 40s is in better shape than most 20-year-olds. I got to see him work on a daily basis. I kid you not. You know, all the girls got a chance to have the entrance. It was good. It was nice to see that, you know. Really appreciated that. It gave everyone, you know, it gave more of a feel for the Battle Royal. Like it actually meant something instead of one of those, oh yeah, now we're going to cut this giant still right here, so that way we have to look at this while everyone rushes to the ring. Oh, now we're at the ring. Battle Royal, ding ding ding. You know, now match kit on how the Battle Royal started. The last ones to get into the ring were the Iconics, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce. Whew. They came out, they wound up doing their bit, you know, trash talking on the town and on everyone else. And then the legends, you know, the legends, Molly Holly, Tori, Ivory, Alundra Blaze, all of them, Michelle McCool, Kelly, they all tossed them over. And then, next thing you know, all the action ensued. Now, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville at the start of the match were pretty much the only ones doing eliminations, eliminating everyone until eventually Mandy wound up eliminating Sonya. It was just like, sorry. Which, honest to God, if Corey Graves was there, I'm pretty sure he would have found a way to like be like, hold my headset. I have to go check on her once Mandy got eliminated. You know, but it was decent. You know. Big props on how the ending came. It was, on how the ending of the match came, it was Nia Jax and Amber Moon going at each other for a bit, and then Zelina Vega, she came up right out of nowhere. She was hiding she got out under the ropes and was down there for it. You know, real good, real sneaky, you know, that sneaky little trick, you know, much like what Rusev and Santino Marella did back in the days with the Royal Rumble. Or, was it Santino or was it Del Rio? One of them, but, sorry, brain can't focus for shit tonight. But anyways, Zelina Vega appeared out of nowhere, and then it was just like, when she went to go at Nia, it was like seeing a 6-year-old having to look up at like a 6'6" grown up, like, oh, wow, you know, that I don't know why that kind of tickled me. It made me laugh a little, but Nia threw Zelina out, landed right on Tamina, which they're really building up they're laying the groundwork out for Nia and Tamina to eventually square off at each other. So, you know, That match, honestly, well, that's not going to be coming up at Survivor Series. I'll get to that later, on why that won't later. But my guess, if not Survivor Series, TLC at the very soonest, if not WrestleMania the latest. But either way, match came to an end after Nia threw Zelina out. It was Amber and Nia at the end. Then them two started going at it. It was a decent ending. Amber Moon, she almost had it, but Nia Jax threw her out and Nia got the win, so she's going to get a shot at the Raw Women's Championship. So she said she's going to be taking it at the next pay-per-view following SummerSlam, which is TLC, I believe. So, yeah. Next up, we got the finals for the Mae Young Classic. Toni Storm versus Io Shirai. This one, honestly, I saw going either way because both were signed to WWE. Io with NXT and Toni being signed on with that NXT UK deal. And not quite sure on the specifics on the NXT UK deal. Not quite sure I want to know the specifics, but as best to my knowledge on how that deal goes with having one of those, it's you work NXT or NXT UK, as well as you can work independent shows, but it's provided that WWE gives the okay to work that show, you know? Like, they wouldn't want you going and, you know, it's not like you could just run off and work whatever indie show, because last thing you want is to have somebody that's under a WWE contract to appear at Ring of Honor or TNA or whatever, you know? This nice good start. This entire match was literally back and forth the whole way through, and I absolutely fucking loved it. This was a great match because it was just beautiful storytelling back and forth. Each one, you know, saying, I'm the best. No, I'm the best. Well, I'm the best because I'm going to do this. Well, now I'm going to show you that not only can I do that, I'm going to do this on top of it. And they just kept trying to go at each other no matter what. And, you know, Io Shirai, man, she hit a beautiful triangle moonsault. You know, I'll give her mad props on that one. And I can't really say too much negative on Io because, you know, she's a hell of a hand. She's got loads of talent. Man, you know, really hope they do good with her in there. Toni, of course, everyone knows on how great Toni Storm is, you know. I mean, for fuck's sake, if you don't know on how good she is by now, 1, shame on you. 2, look her up. Pause this video right now, look her up after you're done, come back. And then 3, thank me that I did that. Match wound up coming to an end. What it was, Io, she went up to go and hit the moonsault. Just as she did, Toni, boom, popped her knees up, caught Io in the chest, got up real quick, hooked her, and then boom, hit Storm 0, 1, 2, 3. That was it. So Toni Storm is the new winner of the 2nd annual Mae Young Classic. Hopefully this will lead to hopefully this will springboard into the Mae Young Classic becoming a yearly thing like the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And, you know, it leading into that, you know, it leading into the finals being in a women's pay-per-view down the road again. Or even yet, have this be a springboard into making an all-women's wrestling show on the network. Because you could get women from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, and even pluck out a few ones that you can cut a indie deal with, you know? And so yeah, next up we got trios action, Riott Squad going against Sasha, Natayla, and Bayley. And first off, absolutely love the Riott Squad's entrance. They came out dressed up horror movie icons. Ruby came out as Jigsaw, Liv being Liv with Pennywise. Well, not so much really Pennywise, but being from It. You know, she had the loser lover thing right there on the chest. And Sarah Logan, Leatherface. Yeah, she looks like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, and that's not a bad thing, because, you know, I like the Chainsaw Massacre myself. So, yeah. As far as the match goes, nice good back and forth at the start. Bayley, for the most part, though, was the team punching bag. Sasha wound up getting the hot tag in. She started cleaning up house, but she wound up botching on a sunset flip, and again, it's that 2/3 of the way through a sandwich and just get that one part that tastes like Ted Turner's ass. And don't ask how I know how Ted Turner's ass tastes like. Let's just say there's a reason on why I still have this show. Anyways, yeah, it was just one of those parts. And I'm not knocking Sasha one bit. I'm not one of those, like, Twitter smarky McSmarkertons that go and say, oh, it's botcha bags. Fuck you guys. You know, this shit ain't ballet. Sometimes people fuck up, and sometimes people, see, case in point right here, I'm fucking up and I'm botching. You know, sometimes people make mistakes. People fuck up, they botch, it happens. Get over it. Get over your high fucking horses. But yeah, match comes to an end with Trio's attack. Actually, Natty pretty much hits a powerbomb on Liv, which then Bayley goes up, hits Hail to the Queen. You know, tribute to the Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah, that's right. Dig it, brother. That's right, yeah. And then Sasha hitting the frog splash, shades of Eddie Guerrero, 1, 2, 3, and seeing Sasha do that splash, it just made me really start thinking. You know, she did say before she wants to be like the female Eddie Guerrero. Honest to God, she really could if you think about it, because if they just let her run with being a heel, and I'm not, again, not trying to be like one of those Twitter smarky McSmarkertons that go and say, oh, make her go heel. No. Because I can understand why they still keep her a face. Business-wise, you got too many kids cheering for her and liking her. So it makes sense. But if and when you have her turn, oh my God, can they fucking go with her? Just, you know, obviously she won't be able to do the Latino heat, you know, bit like being like, you know, being the woman that could go and just grab any guy, just like Eddie was being able to go and grab any girl. But, you know, lie, cheat, and steal, man, that girl can do it. So yeah, that was that. Next up, we got NXT title match. Shayna Baszler going against Kairi Sane, and well, this was a really good match, and they had two of the 4 horsewomen from Shayna's squad ringside, Jasmine Duke and I can never remember the other one's name. And I feel so horrible because it's not like she's a fucking alternate, it's just I'm horrible with fucking names. You know? It's fuck. But yeah. Shayna Baszler, Kairi Sane. This was a rematch from TakeOver Brooklyn when Kairi won the NXT Women's title, and that match was beautiful in and of itself. And this was the rubber match right here because, you know, Kairi beat Shayna, and then, no, it wasn't a rubber match, I'm sorry. See, like I said, I'm fucking brain farting, I'm sorry, I'm going off. Let's get back on hand. This really good. First things first, we all need to take a moment to appreciate on how Kairi Sane's music really is like something you would hear out of Final Fantasy VII. Okay, now that we're done that. Great match all around. Shayna just like teasing at the start of it like, yeah, you know, I almost got you like that close. I could have ripped you up. Could have. I didn't though. I didn't. Come on. You want this? You know, I give it to my boy Danny Sunday, my good brother Danny Sunday. He put this best. Never bet against the girl that looks like she could bench a Buick. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, like Shayna's like big muscle, like Nicole Baszler. No. I'm saying Shayna looks like one of those types of girls that'll be like, you know what? I got nothing else to do. Even though I already did a workout, screw it, I'm going to do another one. And she's just so dedicated to the way she works in the ring. And that's what's beautiful about her on that. Really liked on how Shayna was pretty much through, like, just was throwing Kairi around at one point. And at one point, literally, Shayna Baszler was inside the ring on the second turnbuckle, and Kairi was out on the ringside. Shayna picked her up by her one arm, using both of hers, picked Kairi up by her one and hoisted her up like that. And then threw her. Just like, boom, and threw her down like it was nothing. Now, at one point in the match, Kairi Sane, she started to build a little bit of a comeback, you know, and then actually threw Shayna Baszler into the other four horsewomen, and then Shayna, she eventually got out of that, and then Jasmine went to go and grab a handful of Sane's hair. She, boom, decked the one, decked her, decked the other, and then they wound up and then went back in. Just as she was about to go up and hit her elbow, in which case, again, if you have not seen this girl's elbow drop, oh my God, do you guys need to see it? Because I kid you not, it is a thing of beauty. Randy Savage would tear up out on how beautiful that elbow drop she has is. Yeah. Anyways, she went up to go do it. Next thing you know, the girls went, Shayna's friends went to go run interference. Kairi knocked them down. And then Shayna went to go for the choke. Kairi countered that and then started to get back in it. Went to bounce off the rope. Jasmine boom! Kicked at her back of the head, and then Shayna locked in the choke. Choked her out, passed out. Ref called for a match right then and there. And that's honestly, I absolutely love that kind of a finish, because psychology-wise, you can say, I beat you, I made you submit. But then Kairi can make the comeback of saying, you never made me tap. The ref had to call for the match. You want to bet I can do it again? And that's my take about the whole pass out thing. You know, you pass out from a submission. That works. Now, next up, next match, and hands down, match of the fucking night. Match of the fucking night. And first time ever gave a match of the fucking night. We've given matches of the night here on the show, but never a match of the fucking night. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, last woman standing. And folks, if you've been watching this show long enough, you know I am not a big fan of last man standing matches, because on paper it's great to see. You know, it makes sense. You gotta beat your opponent senseless to the point that they cannot get up. Then there comes the long-awaited 10 count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. The 10 count is where it gets me, because it's just, ugh. You know, very few last man standing matches I thoroughly enjoyed. Kevin Steen and El Generico's La Revenja last man standing match, as well as Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens match, probably are the top two that I can think of off the top of my head. If I had more time to think about it, I probably would be able to, but, you know, other than that, though, honestly, not that many last man standing matches have occurred that made me like, whoa. This one, on the other hand, fucking goes up there with Kevin Steen and El Generico, in my opinion. Nice shot for shot at the start, you know. really liked on that. Becky pulled out the first of the weapons, getting the Singapore cane, just going to town on Charlotte's back. You know, and at one point you could see Charlotte's back welt up from all those shots with the Singapore cane. And yes, it's a Singapore cane, not a kendo stick. Yeah. And probably one of the cooler things, at one point Charlotte actually hit a modified figure 8 using a ladder a modified figure 8 using a ladder to put more pressure down on Becky's leg. And I give mad credit to the ref, Mike Chioda, on this, because you could see him low-key sliding the chair over to Becky for that spot, to where she was supposed to get that chair to crack Charlotte with to get it off of her. And, you know, because you could see Becky as she's like, ah! And then slamming her hands down, looking over, seeing the chair, like, you know, like, and it's not anywhere within reach. And you just see Mike just hop on over and then just kind of like low-key shuffle it over with his foot. So, mad props to you, Mike Chioda, on that. You know, at one point, you know, Charlotte wound up putting Becky through a table. That didn't even keep her down. And then the brawl went to the outside. And then Becky laid Charlotte out on the German announce table, climbed a ladder, and then hit a leg drop right on Charlotte, slammed her down. That didn't even keep her down. After that, she then beat the shit out of her and then literally buried her on top of all of the announcer chairs, tables, whatever the hell was around at that point. And then you could just, it was like seeing like something out of a zombie movie, just the way Charlotte just rose out of it like, I live again. And Becky just like, what the fuck do I gotta do to put you down? You know? And just, it was great storytelling all around, great action, you know? It was just beautiful all around. This was a war. And I don't use that term lightly when it comes to describing matches. But this right here was a war. And I thoroughly fucking enjoyed it. Match came to an end at, there was a table set up on the outside. Charlotte was going to try and put throw Becky through it from the top, from the top of the ring, top turnbuckle. Becky slid down and then power bombed her from the ring apron. Becky was standing on the apron and then threw her down. And that's on how Becky won. And then, yeah. So, yeah. Which case, whew, man, this main event right here, basically like the WrestleMania where it was Rock and Hogan, that should have been the main event. And then it had to follow up with Triple H versus Chris Jericho. The crowd was just so emotionally drained from that, from Rock and Hogan. It was hard for them to follow up with that match. That pretty much felt like the same way with this. The crowd was just so emotionally into this one. And then when it came to Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey, it was, hey, you remember earlier? Oh my God, that match right before this though, fucking yeah. You know, that's basically summed it up. But yeah, it was just, whew. Now, as far as this match goes, you know, Ronda, she's toying around with Nikki at the start of the match, you know, like, hey, you know, I could pop it in at any time, you know, because she had her in position for an armbar and then just let it go. And just kind of let it go like that. Just teasing her, toying with her, if you will. You know, like seeing a mouse toy with a mouse, or seeing a cat toy with a mouse right before it eats it. You know? Now, Nikki, for the most part, was leading it. Brie was running interference on the outside. And, of course, we got the infamous, "Come on, Nikki!" chants. Yells, I should say. And why WWE hasn't capitalized on the "Come on, Nikki" shirt, I have no idea. Well, actually, now that I just said that out loud, I fully understand why they didn't say it. Okay, yeah. Nobody give that idea to WWE porn, okay? Nobody give that idea to WWE porn on Twitter. Okay. But yeah. Match wound up coming to an end. At one point, Ronda, she started to hulk up, get back, started to build a comeback, wound up getting Nikki up in the fireman's carry, and then Brie got on the ring, up on the apron to try and run interference, hoisted her up to, tossed them both over on a slam, and then eventually, you know, armbar. She locked in the armbar, Nikki tapped, beautiful ending, good matchup, you know, and they confirmed it now. It's going to be Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series, where, you know, so definitely looking forward to that. Definitely pulling for Becky to win on that show. And I know a lot of people have been saying this also. They need to move Ronda from Raw to SmackDown. Fully like the idea. However, can we at least wait until the next superstar shakeup? Now with that said, that is it for this week's show, folks. So, like as normal, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure y'all look for me on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. Do also have another account if I get ghosted or put in Twitter jail, Tim_Vicious. I'm also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on my Facebook gimmick, let me know you found me on there from here. Or my Twitter at Tim Vicious. So I don't think you got your creep John going. Also, leave any interesting creative thoughts, complaints, moans, groans, cheers, jeers, whatever the fuck you want down below. I ain't one of those kind of pansies that can't take criticism. If you don't like what I'm doing on here, say it, let me know. I'll work to try and fix it for next time. Also, do not forget to follow all of these cool-ass cats right here on the Twitter. Axel Mulligan, Kenny Killer, my good brother, I am Danny Sunday, DSB_IV, Cranky Grandpa, Dazzy MWP. Also, folks, make sure y'all check out my executive producer, Oliver Ben's music. He did provide the music for this week's show. It's on iTunes, Spotify, and such. Details are down below. Also, make sure you hit me up so I'll talk to Ali, hook you up with one of these Ali Rewind shirts. As well, always, folks, like I always tell you, you love me, great. You hate me, fuck you.